right, hello everybody. Thank you for joining. I am Riley with the T Storm Chasers, and we're going to take a look at your forecast. But before we do, here is a brief word from our sponsors at Cube Portable Storage.
What are you doing?
Decluttering?
Moving? Remodeling? In need of temporary storage, emergency cleanup, or just need to declutter? Cube Portable Storage has the perfect solution. Rent your Cube Portable Storage container today.
And don't forget, they got roll-off dumpsters for the other stuff. Call Cube Storage for all your moving needs.
All right, so let's go ahead and jump into this video here. Let's take a look at the current conditions across our area. We currently have 11 degrees in Sioux Falls, 11 as well in Mitchell, 13 out in Chamberlain, 15 down in Vermilion, 18 down in Sioux City. So temperatures, let's go state by state here. Temps are in the single digits to teens across Minnesota. We got 7 degrees in the cities. We got 11 in Marshall. And then down in Iowa, we have single digits and teens. And then in the far extreme south, Iowa there, we got low 20s for highs. And down in Nebraska, temps are in the single digits in northwestern Nebraska there, 5 in Chadron, 9 in Valentine. And then a little bit warmer down to the south, into the low 20s down in southern Nebraska. And then up in western South Dakota we go, -3 up in Buffalo. That is cold air. 16 degrees in Rapid City, 16 as well in Spearfish, and then 14 in Hot Springs. Coldest areas, again, it's going to be up north here. -3 in Buffalo. That's the coldest temperature we have out in our region. So overall temps are in the single digits and teens for all of us here. Now, I will say, coming into the studio here this morning, it is warmer than it actually is. Like, it feels warmer out there with that sunshine as well as no wind. So that the combination of those things certainly help. But it does feel warmer than 11 out there. So today's high, though, we're going to get up into the mid-30s for most of us for highs today. So it's going to feel pretty solid out there. It's going to feel not too bad out there. And today is actually just the start of this big warm-up, and we're going to get to it here. All right, so if we go ahead and look at the model run here, we're going to look first at our temperature forecast here, temperature outlook. This is the European model, giving you guys a picture here. So this is, we're starting things off today. Temps will be warming up into the 30s for most of us here today. Low to mid 30s for our region. And we got 35 for a high for Sioux Falls. And, you know, the northern half of the country is still fairly cold. And, you know, temps in the teens, 20s for a lot of these folks up here in the north central northern half of the country. And then once we get towards Monday, we will be warming up quite a bit more. We'll have mid to upper 40s across our region. We'll have 50s down in Nebraska. And you see there just that the plains area will be warm with temps in the 40s and 50s. Otherwise out here in Wyoming, 20s and 30s. And then up in the northeast. But for our region, starting tomorrow is the big January thaw. In the weather community, they always call it the January thaw, when you have warmer temps in January for an extended period of time. So we had the cold Arctic blast a week or two ago, and now we're seeing the opposite with this warmer weather. Now if we get towards Tuesday, look at that. 51 degrees in Sioux Falls, 55 in Sioux City, 53 out in Rapid City, even 47 up in Aberdeen. So we got some very, very warm air coming up from the south. This whole plains region, 40s and 50s, very common there. Just that's going to feel so nice. And, from what we've had the past couple of weeks with those bitterly cold temps, below zero, this is going to feel amazing. And it's almost gonna. I mean, it's definitely gonna feel like spring. I will say, you're definitely gonna feel it. It's gonna feel like spring out there. It's gonna be sunny. There's not gonna be a lot of wind, at least compared to what we've had. And temps are just gonna be very nice for this time of the year. This time of the year we should be in the 20s, and right now we're gonna be, for this forecast, we're gonna be into the 50s. So that is very, very nice weather. And then for Wednesday, how about this? 60 degrees out in Rapid City. How about that for a January thaw? 52 down in Winter and 45 in Sioux Falls. Still going to feel really nice. 40s and 50s again across this whole area. And although Rapid City looks to be the exception there, 61 degrees out there near Rapid City on Wednesday. So that that is going to feel very nice. Anytime you get 60 degrees on the map, that's going to feel really good. If the courses are open, there's probably going to be some golfers out there on Wednesday out in the Rapid City area. And then on Thursday, similar story. We're going to have temps in the 50s again across our area. 51 in Sioux Falls, 55 in Sioux City, 53 out in Rapid City. So 40s and 50s again can be found in our region, across all of Iowa, Minnesota, South Dakota, and Nebraska. Our Quad City coverage area, all going to be in the 40s and 50s. So very, very nice weather. Now I will say, once we get towards Friday, we will dip down a little bit. We'll cool back a little bit, but still, I mean, we're talking mid to upper 30s to low 40s across our region. That is still very nice for this time of the year. That's still about 10 degrees or so above average. And then next weekend, we're going to get to the forecast in a little bit, but I do want to mention the following weekend, this upcoming weekend, looks a little cooler. We're going to have temps in the 30s, looks like, and then next Sunday as well in the 30s for Sioux Falls. There's still a ways out. Things can change, but it does look like we will cool after next week, especially there on Monday, dipping down back into the 20s. So that, we still, I mean, you look up in Canada here throughout this forecast, and there's still very cold air up in Canada. So, that cold air is not going anywhere. That cold air up there in Canada is still going to be affecting our weather, and, it'll be coming back. So it's just a matter of time. But, for this next week, just enjoy it and enjoy the sunny weather, the less wind, and the very warm, nice temps with 50s and even 60-degree weather out in our area. Now, let's go ahead and look at the future scan outlook here for the snow chances or precip chances. There could be some rain and snow mix. Let's go ahead and jump into it. All right, so let's look at the future scan forecast here, and let's go ahead and run it out for you here. This is taking us out to today, and obviously that high pressure in our region. Very nice weather today. Temps above average, and it will be sunny, and there's no wind out there. So it's going to feel pretty nice out there today. And then let's go ahead and run this out. Monday looks clear. Tuesday as well looks clear. Really just this entire week is going to be nice weather. And, not looking at really any systems. Now, I will say, once we get towards Friday, south of us, there will be some rain. Obviously down here in southern Nebraska and southern Iowa and farther south. And again, this is the European model, giving you an idea of what to expect here. Now, Saturday, we will have some rain coming up north into our region. There's Sioux Falls. Looks like, just south of Sioux Falls and east into southern Minnesota, northern, northwest Iowa, and then northeastern Nebraska there. And then once we get towards Saturday evening, that will kind of hang around in the cities area and into northern Iowa. And then as we continue to run this out, look at this. How about next Monday? Sunday night in western South Dakota, and then Monday across central and eastern South Dakota there. So at this point, while there could be some rain showers on Saturday in the Sioux Falls area, it looks like our best chance and our next big opportunity for moisture looks like it's going to be in the form of snow. Looks to be next Monday. So that is still 8 days out, though. So, take it with a grain of salt. There's still a lot that can change. But what we're seeing right now, this looks to be the forecast here. This next Monday, not tomorrow, but the next Monday is our next big chance of snow, as you can see there on the radar picture there. That's taking us out to the 3rd of February. So that is 8 days out. And after that, we'll see what happens. There could be some more snow on the back side of this system, maybe on Tuesday. I would say at this point, it's looking more and more likely. We saw this yesterday. It is looking more and more likely that we will be seeing a system early next week, Monday and Tuesday, as we will, the signs of it are there. And with those temps that will probably eventually cool back down, that definitely fits the narrative here for this snow chance. So, that is what we're seeing right now. So that is the latest there. That is, again, the European model, giving you guys a very good look here. Now, again, doesn't mean it's going to happen. It's not a for sure thing yet. Take it with a grain of salt. Things can still change, but that's what we're looking at right now. So let's go ahead and wrap it up here with your 10-day forecast. All right, so for the Sioux Falls area, warming today. We have a warming trend, 40s and 50s all week here. And I will say Monday and Tuesday could be windy, but again, we're looking at 40s and 50s for highs, 51 on Tuesday, 54 on Thursday, looking likely. Overnight lows will be in the 20s to low 30s, and then we'll cool back down by next weekend, and then even colder into early next week with that system possibly coming in for early next week. And for the Aberdeen area, it's going to be similar here. We got 40s and 50s this upcoming week. I'm not looking at really any moisture chances until the following weekend into early next week, where temps will dip back down into the 30s by Saturday, 20s by Sunday, and then the teens by early next week. And then for the Pierre area, similar story. We got 40s and 50s this upcoming week, and minimal any kind of moisture chances, not really looking at anything. And then next weekend, next Sunday, cooling back down into the mid-20s and then down into the teens by early next week. And then for the Rapid City area, similar story here. 50s for Monday through Thursday, and then Friday and Saturday back into the 40s. Very, very nice weather. I will say one of these days in Rapid City could easily hit 60 degrees based on what we're seeing on the models. So just don't be surprised if Rapid City hits 60 degrees this week sometime. And then we'll cool back down next weekend, next Sunday, 24, and then back into the teens early next week with overnight lows there, as you can see there in the 20s and 30s for most of this week. So that is the latest here from T Storm Chasers. Again, continue to follow us on all our social media, Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, and YouTube. And we do have our 24-hour live stream that continues behind me here, giving you guys the latest up-to-date weather information. And so stay safe out there. Have a good rest of your weekend.